got another Pokemon review for y'all here today. I'm going down that rabbit hole. Yeah, it's pretty much a done deal. It's pretty much getting those Jazwares figures, the Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard, the evolution multi-packs I just got. And I seen this guy, he was like 13 bucks. I was like, oh, it's Mewtwo, why not? You know, like it's, for anybody that doesn't know, this Pokemon, this character here was a bad mofo, dude. Like he was nothing to be trifled with. If anybody watched the Pokemon movie in the early 2000s, that was, or maybe it was like the late 90s, I forget now, but one of the coolest Pokemon movies ever. Mewtwo is extremely powerful. Nowadays they would call him OP, overpowered, but I seen this thing for freaking 13 bucks, man. I was like, you know what, why not? I need to grab this guy. I've actually seen the evolution multi-pack for Mewtwo as well. He comes with Mew, which is his first form, and then he obviously gets stronger, battles enough, and turns into Mewtwo, his second evolution here. But real quick, we'll just jump straight into the packaging here. There's not much going on, but I like the open style blister here, the huge window, kind of clamshell vibe going on here. You can see the figure and everything, and I do have an accessory. You can see this is a battle feature figure, so it's kind of got like a little gimmick right there where he can throw a little accessory right there, but the paint on him looks really freaking cool. The design on him, let's see a little line of articulation right there, so we'll get into that. We have the Pokemon logo at the top, some warning, don't put this stuff in your mouth. And then on the back here, we again have the Pokemon logo, battle feature figure, and have some other Pokemon in the wave here that I am not familiar with at all. I actually did see this guy, Pangoro. I almost grabbed him just because of how cool he looks. Like, look at that dude, just a panda bear like chewing on a twig. Like, that's just so dope. So I almost grabbed him, but initially I passed. I don't know these other Pokemon, but they look cool. Here's some other legalese in the barcode, such like that. Jazwares. They've been. I am a real big fan of what Jazwares has been doing with their Pokemon line lately, especially the Pokemon Select. And just with me going down that rabbit hole lately, getting the cards and stuff like that, I'm just really enjoying myself here. So with that being said, let's get this thing open. Yeah. Should I use my teeth? I can't just get this thing out. Holy shit! Just shot it back at myself. Holy fuck. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Okay, sorry, I kind of spazzed out there. I got a little excited. So you can see here, you got a little impression there for where Mewtwo's hand goes, so I'm curious to see how that holds on there. But this is his, I believe this is his Psyblast, which is basically like one of his more signature moves if you ever played Pokemon back in the day or had the cards or watched Pokemon. Pretty sure this is his Psyblast effect, but it's a nice dark purple here with a little bit of a translucency here, or like a slightly darker, maybe not translucent, but like a slightly darker, somewhat different plastic here on the tip of that. You can see on the inside, okay, so it's probably like a translucent blue kind of thing going on there. If you can see that in there, they must have painted it purple now that I'm kind of looking at it. It's an interesting effect. It looks good. It's got, actually, it's solid too. Got some nice little detail on that there, a little bit of sculpting detail. Might be cool to like put in like some white highlights around my, hell, I might actually do that. Just get a little bit of a whitewash and just kind of like highlight these little like ridges right here, just kind of give it a little more of a dynamic effect. So that's cool. But this is what we're looking at, man. Mewtwo himself, and he looks cool, man. This is exactly what I think of and what I see when I think of this Pokemon. So it is a fixed figure. There's no articulation just besides the battle feature. You can do like that. I guess that's how you do it, or is it tail? There is a cut here at the tail, cut here at the waist, but they're not articulated. At least the tail is not. So choose Jazwares right there, made in Vietnam. Pokemon. So, but he does have a little bit of rotation here, just due to the battle feature effect. Does his head? Nope. So all the arms can slightly move a little bit. You can kind of see both of them moving. Looks like they're attached to the same, or attached to it, like goes right through there probably. So not really a whole lot, but it does have a spring in here. You can kind of feel that tension. He just slides back, probably throws that effect. But he looks cool, man. I really like this. The paint is not anything to be like to rant and rave over, but it's kind of got that offish purplish pink violet hue to it, almost like Pink Panther vibe, you know. But this is really good representation for Mewtwo when I think of the Pokemon, you know. I've actually never noticed that before. It's been years since I've looked at this Pokemon, but again, the sculpt is on point. This is perfect representation for what Mewtwo looks like in media, in Pokemon and such. So they did a really good job matching the colors. Looking at the eyes here, the eyes are very nicely done as well. Got that very good, very awesome anime look to it. I'm not a huge fan of anime, but shows like Pokemon and Avatar: The Last Airbender, stuff like that really kind of pulled me in. I've always wanted to try to get into One Piece, but this is freaking cool, man. Let's just see how the effect goes on here. Just see how it feels. So I can see the imprint of the hand here. You can see that right there. Just trying to mash it in, I reckon. It's not really wanting to. Oh, I think I just got it. Nope, no, I didn't. I got one finger. Oh, okay, hold up. I think you actually need to pop his fingers into it. Okay, so I finally got the Side Blast effect on there, and it's holding pretty sturdy. It looks pretty cool. It kind of blocks the view of him a little bit, depending on how you pose. I mean, if you want to pose it like that, it looks pretty cool. But I think I'm going to pose it without the blast effect, the Side Blast. But it does look cool, and it holds on. It holds on pretty well once you get it on. It was a little bit annoying getting it on there, but you can even see now it's starting to kind of come off a little bit. But you really want to get his fingers, little circle parts, the little balls of his fingers popped into the effect. That really helps him. Really helps him hold on to it. But I gotta say, it does look pretty freaking rad. What do you think? Okay, the tail does articulate a little bit. Mine was just a little bit stiff, so you can actually twist his tail around a little bit and have a little bit of variation with the posing. So that's kind of nice. You can kind of switch things up a little bit. That's pretty cool. But he looks badass like this, honestly. Now I'm having a hard time getting him to stand. Like, he will not stand for. Maybe I need to. Maybe putting the weight on. Let me try this. Okay, so the only way I could get him to stand up is by throwing this effect on him, and that's kind of a bummer because some of us might not want to display him that way, you know. So it's like, watch this. So I take this off. Watch, falls right back. He doesn't. He needs some weight. I guess just because his tail is. This is a lot of plastic. This is a lot of weight behind the figure. But like, I don't know, man. I don't want to display this. I don't want to. I like him just like this. Like, he should be able to stand just like that. So maybe I'll get some sticky tack for the shelf and just do it like that. But you know, it's something that I wanted to point out to y'all. A little annoying in my opinion. So there is Mewtwo. Again, like I said earlier in the review, there's not a whole lot of paint or sculpt detail to really talk about and go over, but just going down the Pokemon rabbit hole, and I seen this guy in Target and I had to grab him. It was like 13 bucks, like I said. Like, why not, you know? However, I will say the one thing that really does annoy me is having to display him with this just so he can stand like this. Because if you take this accessory off, he cannot stand on his own. He'll just keep falling back over and over and over again. So that's a little frustrating, a little bit aggravating, and yeah, just a little bit. It's a very minute annoyance, but it's still something that I want to point out to y'all. Something that you could do, and that I'm probably going to do, is if you don't want to display him with this effect, but if you do like that effect, that's awesome, and I'm glad that you like it. It's just not really my thing. If you plan on displaying yours like that, if you plan on picking that up, I think it's going to look awesome. It's just not what I had in mind for my display. I kind of want to see more of the figure. I feel like I don't know. I feel like at certain angles, depending on how you have it, I feel like it kind of cover up Mewtwo himself. But with that being said, I do think it's a cool accessory. It's a fun little toy for less than 15 bucks. I just, you know, it's fun, you know, and that's the purpose of it. You know, these are our toys at the end of the day. But like I was saying, if you're like me and you don't want to display him with that effect just so he can stand, what you could do is get a little bit of black tack or blue tack and just stick it right there under one of his feet on the shelf if you don't plan on moving him a lot, and that should greatly help him. Or you can just, you know, kind of pivot his tail against another figure or against a wall behind him or something like that just to get him to stand. That would probably also work as well. And something that's very minute and you can't really tell, you know. So with that being said, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Y'all been seeing me out going down the rabbit hole of Pokemon again, but I'm having a lot of fun, and that's what counts, man. Just I plan on getting some more of these too if I happen to find some that I grew up with. So hit that like button if you enjoy this review. I would greatly appreciate it. Also consider subscribing if you're not already. I'm always doing action figure reviews like this, whether it's Pokemon, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, DC, Batman, you know, whatever. I do a lot here on my channel, so I hope you enjoy some other content if you decide to stick around. And I appreciate you for making this video part of your day. I'll see y'all next time.